It's spooky.
Oh, is it time?
Yes, it's time, Robin.
Oh, hey there, spooky friends, and welcome to another episode of Pastatime with the Scaryish Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace. This is Adam Diaz,
Hello.
and today it's weird. Today's different. Today we're recording in completely separate rooms, and streaming from completely separate rooms, and hopefully you folks don't notice, and it's Smooth.
Yeah, so we're going to do our best to try and keep this as seamless as possible. As Robin mentioned, she is recording from a completely different state. We are recording over Discord, so shout out to Discord for being a wonderful chat app that we are able to use here. It's very helpful. That said, we're going to be covering 4 creepypastas today. Robin, why don't you tell folks what creepypastas are, since everything is so discombobulated for this episode?
Oh, no. Okay, so creepypastas are fictional written tales by, fanciful authors out there that write, fictional true crime, horror, paranormal, different funny stories, things like that. They're just a little bit Scaryish.
Yeah. You can find them at Creepypasta. You can find them at SCP Foundation, No Sleep subreddit, a bunch of different places. If you have a story that you have written that is a short fictional horror story, or if you've read one on the internet and you think it would be good content for us to read, you can reach out to us by emailing storytime. Actually, I lied to you. Pastatime at Scaryish.com. Or go to our website, click on Contact Us, fill out that form, or hit us up on any of our social medias. We would love to hear from you. All right, so we're doing 4. Robin, I think you're going to go first, and I'll let you just sort of take it away.
All right, so the first story that I'm going to read is titled Visitor, and it goes like this. Let me get into the story. The following incident occurred last Sunday. I've already fucked up, and it's only been 2 minutes.
So we're doing about the same as we normally do.
Yep. I was in my study typing an email for work. Fuck. Blah.
Whoa.
I'm tired, okay? This is bad. I was in my study typing an email for work when I fancied I'd heard a noise coming from my kitchen. I disregarded it. The house in which I live is old, and strange noises were not uncommon. Not 5 minutes later, I heard the noise again. It was a clicking of some sort. I broke out into a cold sweat. It was the sound of the back door unlocking. I opened my desk, pulled out my revolver, and closed the drawer.
Shit.
That's pretty, wow. That's intense. Just get right into it. I stood up and quietly made my way to the door of my study. I carefully opened the door and stepped into the hall. Darkness greeted me, thick and awful, a shroud hiding whomever was lurking in my house. Then again, the darkness was my protector as well. Knowing my house like the back of my hand, I didn't bother turning on the lights. If someone truly was here, I wanted to get the jump on them. I moved down the hall as silently as possible and listened as hard as I could. Silence. Could I have been imagining things? As I mused over these points, a soft padding played its way from the direction of my kitchen to the other side of the house. No shoes or boots could make such a stealthy noise. Had the intruder removed his shoes before entering? The steps sounded lighter than a full-grown man's. They sounded like a child's footsteps or those of a large dog. At this point, I decided to call out, "Hello!" I bellowed loudly, the volume of my voice causing me to recoil. "Get a hold of yourself, man," I whispered to myself. I yelled out again, "I am armed and the police are on their way." Stupid me, why hadn't I called the police when I was in the study? I made my way to the kitchen, entered slowly, and saw that I was very much alone. Everything seemed to be in its place, yet when I turned the lights on, I had to choke down a scream. The back door I had double locked for the night only 2 hours before lay wide open. Adding to the horror, I discovered 2 sets of small, muddy, barefooted prints leading to the stairs. I closed the door quietly. Who the fuck is in my house? I thought, my mind beginning to race. And how did they undo the locks? I decided I would follow the footprints, and a new sound impressed itself upon my ears. The sound of muffled conversation coming from above. Whoever was in my house had made their way to the upstairs bedroom. I steeled my nerves and swallowed the lump in my throat. This was my house. Whoever was whispering in my bedroom was invading my privacy and threatening my safety. I had to deal with it. I made it to the bottom of the steps, switched on the light, and yelled, "Show yourself!" Weighted silence greeted me. I have a gun and I will use it. Surrender yourself. My adrenaline began to pump, and no longer cautious, I took the stairs 2 by 2, slammed open my bedroom door, and leveled the gun at nothing. My large bedroom, the only room on the second floor, was entirely empty. I looked at the floor, found the same footprints that were in the kitchen, only they stopped in the middle of the room. My blood ran cold. I checked the closet and under the bed, but there was no one to be seen. Was I going mad? I made my way back into the hall when the door suddenly slammed closed behind me. I shouted in terror and bounded back down the stairs, through the kitchen, and into my study. I slammed the door and locked it tight. I collapsed in my chair and passed out. Footsteps. I awoke just in time to hear them pad their way down the stairs, across the kitchen, and to my horror, stop outside my study door. Locks seemed powerless to stop these entities, and I waited for the knob to turn. Instead, I heard something that chilled my blood. A voice whispering in the hall. A horrible voice belonging to someone no longer alive. My heart pounded, my blood froze in my veins, my lips moved, and my throat uttered a gibbering mess.
Your lips moved. Moo.
My lips moved, and my throat uttered a gibbering mess. The doorknob began to turn, the locks disengaging as if by magic. The door creaked open slowly. Nothing. Emptiness. Darkness. I feared I'd gone truly mad. Then again, the sounds of footsteps, but this time going away from my study. The back door opened and closed, leaving me in deafening silence. After what seemed like an eternity, I stood and shakily made my way to the kitchen. The light was still on, and nothing seemed to be out of order. The back door was closed, and I could see that the lock was again engaged. Looking around, I noticed a piece of paper on the table. I moved closer, picked up the note, and began to laugh horribly. It read, "Sorry, wrong house." That story makes no sense.
So that's the ending to it?
That's the end.
So someone broke in.
Credit to Big Dom for writing this. But it doesn't make any sense.
Broke in, creeped around, realized it wasn't their home, left a note saying, "Sorry, wrong house." Or were they there? Go ahead.
The thing that doesn't make sense is if it was someone who came in and it was the wrong house, how did they unlock the door?
Yeah.
Maybe, and we're unlocking all the doors.
Maybe they're like breaking in. Like their intention was to break in and steal something or to like cause bodily harm to who was there. But as they were walking around, they're like, dang, I got the neighbor's house. I need to go kill the person next door. Like if this was my story, I think the way I'd twist it is like the next morning I read that my next door neighbor had been murdered or something like that to know like how close you were to it and what the intentions of the person were. But it doesn't have that. So it's just sort of like, wait, why were they in their house in the first place? Were they looking? Were they like going home and they were drunk and they just wandered into the wrong house? So it's definitely a weird one.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely odd. Nice try though, Big Dom.
All right, good way to start the show. All right, so let's look over to Stream Chat, see what you had to say. One thing I have to notify Robin of, in the bottom left of Restream, there is a little drop-down window next to where it says type a message. And you should click on which channel you want to type to, because when you said hello, Angela, you sent it to Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Because if it's just set to Restream.
Hello, Angela, on any type of channel that I typed in.
You said that to every channel, even if Angela wasn't at that channel. So either way, let's look over and see what you wonderful folks had to say. All right, Pink Penguin was the first person in either channel and said, "Hey, everyone," at 6:20. So good job, Pink Penguin, for being first. Shout out to Captain Fake Guy and Glitch and Chloe and Lisbeth Tree and 911 Girl and everyone else who has joined us.
And so tonight, my drink is Chambord because I moved more stuff this past weekend, guys. I had to. But I brought some booze, finally, from home, and I got Chambord. I got my homemade limoncello from my good buddy Paul. Shout out to you. Thanks for making the most delicious limoncello. So I have those two, and then I have 7-Up. So I haven't tried it yet. Maybe it tastes like shit. We'll find out.
My drink tonight will be water because I am still sick and I have medicine in me, and I'm not going to put alcohol in there to counteract whatever the medicine's trying to do.
I'll just take all your drinks then.
You're going to do 12 drinks. You think that's wise? You're going to do 2 drinks per redemption?
Yeah.
This is probably the stupidest thing that you've ever done, but hey.
If I pass out, I got to wake up at 4 a.m, so it doesn't
matter.
Perfect
time to be drunk. All right, so that leads me to redemptions. I want to go ahead and say shout out to Little Yum, who followed us 4 days ago. Shout out to XX Kaya Love XX, who followed us 3 days ago.
Yum.
Shout out to Jenny Was Here, who followed us 3 days ago and subscribe. Shout out to Azone Wrath, who followed us 2 days ago. Shout out to 911 Girl, who donated 100 bits 15 minutes ago. And shout out to Glitch, who resubscribed using their Prime Gaming. What?
I can't tell if there's a redemption, so you got to tell me.
You're going to have to wait until I'm done talking, which would have taken another 10 seconds had you not interrupted me. Jeez, Louise. Shout out to Glitch. Sorry we interrupted your redemption. You resubscribed for the 30th month and said, nice, 30 is a good number. Something, something, love, something, something. Running out of funnies to say here. I'll do better next time, LOL. Pretty solid redemption. Also, shout out to IMB Trainer, Captain Fake Eye, Donasaur, Lizzie B, and Aries22 who have redeemed drinks. So, Robin, that's 10 drinks that you're going to have to take because you're apparently going to do mine for me, which is silly, but apparently that's what you want to do. So
that's all right. All right.
All right. Lizzie said, why do Wednesdays always sneak up on me lately? Yeah, I hear you. It's been a crazy start to the year. I will say, I think things, knock on wood, the way everyone's just sort of chatting and having fun are working pretty well. It's a massively different setup, but it looks pretty similar to what we normally do, which is always nice to see. So very happy to see that and that things are running smoothly. I'm going to keep scrolling here. Captain Vega says, had a work from home day today, much needed, so was productive. That's nice to hear. Liztree says, my work from home days are not very productive lately, so I'll be going back to work after dinner. Oof, I only work from home, so it's a challenge to be productive. But some days I knock it out of the park and I feel really good about it, so that's always a good feeling.
Some days you knock it out of the park.
How about you go fuck yourself? Why don't you read stuff starting with Liztree's remote school comment?
I don't know where that is. Sorry. The 7-Up is making me burpy.
Then I guess I'll go back to reading. Liztree says, remote school with the kids and a 3-year-old make it hard to get work done. That sounds rough. Donosaur says, I had a dentist appointment today, though, which I loathe. I don't really know many people who actually like going to the dentist. I think people either tolerate it or they're just sort of okay with it. So I'm right there with you.
I love the dentist. TBH.
You're insane.
I love the dentist, but I hate when they tell me there's something wrong with my teeth.
I think it's funny because, they stab my gums with a metal stick. The most sensitive skin on my body, they take a metal stick and they poke it really hard. And they're like, hey, it's bleeding. That's your fault. And it's like, sorry, I'll do better next time. Sherry Sue says, I couldn't sleep well last night, so I won't be here for long. I've been having trouble breathing and trying to get more activity in during the day. I've had physical therapy twice this week. I'm happy that you're having physical therapy, so that will hopefully help.
Yeah, hopefully that helps, because that sounds like not a good time.
Yeah. I Am Beef Trainer says, somewhat here tonight. Well, somewhat's better than not at all, so good job. Thank you for being here. Pink Penguin says, I just got my booster shot, so I've been taking it easy. That's good. That's smart.
Nice.
Faye says, I dislike the dentist as well, but it is necessary.
I just like the feeling of my teeth being clean.
I like the result, of going to the dentist. I wish I could go to the dentist and deactivate my brain until they're done and then come out and be like, ooh, my teeth are clean.
I don't know. I don't mind it.
I Am Beef Trainer says, I'm what's for dinner and I have to monitor our oxygen levels, but we're going back to work tomorrow post-COVID. So good luck going back to work.
Please be careful, because that could be dangerous.
The Pink Penguin asked, are you guys feeling better? And there's a drag strip going on outside the house right now. I Am Beef Trainer said,
I can't hear anything.
That's good. It's good to know.
Yeah, I can't hear it all.
I Am Beef Trainer said, other than the drop in oxygen, yes, we're still staying above 90% O2. We still have a very minor cough, but we're clear to go back. That's pretty good, because not having COVID, I've been in the 80s before, just from being sick. So I'm very happy to hear that you guys have stayed in the 90% range. Excuse me. Donosaur says, oh no, hope you're able to get some rest and recuperate. And Beef Trainer says, lowest we've dropped is 92%, so we're just monitoring. That's really good news. That's great. Gonna keep scrolling. Lizzie B says, it's the Bethesda shirt for me. Heart. Such a nice Bethesda shirt.
E3 2018. I think the back has like Fallout, Doom, like super old games.
I'm trying to remember what else.
What else came out? Wolfenstein.
The horror one where you're like a mental patient. And the first one's the second one. The Evil Within 2. I think that's the one they announced that year. Faye says, well, this story is creepy. Yeah, it was. It had like that weird aspect to it to have such a womp womp ending.
Yeah, it's definitely wah, wah.
I'm What's in Here says, listening from the shower. You're welcome for the mental image. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to keep scrolling.
Lisbeth Tree says, the person was looking for a naughty time and got the address wrong.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but if they were looking for a naughty time, they better not have muddy ass feet.
Plus, if someone says like, they were shouting a lot of weird stuff, but I'd be like, I'm here for a naughty time. And then, the guy would hopefully have put away their gun. Chloe over there says,
Is this Butt Bang 6'9"?
Wow. I'm listening with headphones on for once. I'm alone at work. I'm a little extra creeped out. It's funny. That's a great way to listen. You go in there, you're like, I'm here for the pile driver. I am beef.
What is it with you and pile driver?
I just had to bring it back. I am beef train says, no lie, I may go join him. I think that's in reference to the shower. Nice. Faye says, y'all get a room or a shower. So funny. Lister says, the person was looking. You just read that. Okay, I'll let you take over and start reading some stuff.
Chunkster says, is there still a delay between Adam and Robin? I don't know if there's a delay. You guys should let me know because I have no idea. Also, I still need to take so many drinks.
There's not really a delay between the two of us. It's just not sitting next to each other. It's kind of weird to know when to start talking. So I'm going to keep scrolling. Pink Penguin says, how about 12 sips? I think that's probably a good idea. Chunk says, I got my grapefruit German beer. Glitch says, BRB, fucking work, gah. Faye says, everyone yell out mean, obscene things while the mod isn't here. Woo, please, God, don't do that. In fact, give me one sec. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Lunar New Year is coming up, and I am so excited. I don't know about you guys.
I love me some Lunar New Year.
Do you?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Nice.
All right.
I don't know.
If you can read the chat, that would be great, because I'm managing something right now.
Oh. Let's see. I'm Beef Trainer says, just redeemed another drink to make the 6 for tonight. Thank you. I think I'm at 3. I'm going to take my 4th one now. The Snark says, ooh, I have Adam all to myself. No hetero. Let's see. Lizzie B says, I've had COVID past week, but even if I'm feeling better, I'm still so exhausted. Yeah, my sister, even though she was better, she still slept so long. Like, when she was sick, she was sleeping like 18 hours in a day. And when she was better, it was barely better than that. Captain Fake Eye says, I still haven't gotten COVID, but I feel like it's a ticking time bomb. I still haven't gotten it either. It's funny because our friends last night put in our Discord channel a meme, and it was from The Walking Dead, and it was a group of them from The Walking Dead, and it was just labeled like people that haven't gotten COVID yet in 2022. Yeah. The Snark says, don't forget Bruce Pallet. I forgot that dentists can tell. Oh man, it makes me wonder if my dentist has ever noticed. Pink Penguin says, every household can sign up to get 4 free at-home COVID tests. Yes, if you guys go to, USPS, you can order 4 free tests for your address.
Yeah, there's a bunch of ways you can do it. You can also go to covidtests.gov, and that should redirect you to the site as well. All right, cool. Captain Fake Eye has now been promoted to moderator, so now you're in charge of making sure naughty things aren't said. Enjoy your new responsibility.
The Snark says, "Are you going to be in California?" I will be in California. I think I might be too for Lunar New Year. Elizabeth Tree says, "Gotta pop out for a bit. Might be back in a bit. Hopefully you'll be back." Also, we finally mailed out all of the Patreon rewards from the past 2 seasons, winter and fall. And it was an ornament that was handmade by Elizabeth Tree, I believe. Lizzie B? Elizabeth Tree. Yeah. Those two throw me off. Those two names that are so similar throw me off all the time. But Elizabeth Tree handmade the freaking Christmas ornaments of the Mary Lude, and they're so freaking cool looking. And then I got the Cthulhu charms out and the Cthulhu magnets, so everybody's gonna get a package with a bunch of stuff in it. All right.
Shout out to I Am Beef Trainer, who redeemed the 6th and final drink 9 minutes ago. All right, gonna keep scrolling.
The Snark says, "In college, I was the last survivor on a month-long campus-wide game of zombie tag. I'm channeling those powers for COVID."
That's funny. Faye says, "I'm not ready for this level of responsibility," in all caps.
Youngster says, "With great power comes great responsibility."
With great power must come great responsibility.
Pink Penguin says, "Robin is one of us, a fellow Californian. For the time being, who knows?" Aw, the Snark says, "Captain Fake Eye, you bring honor to the podcast."
Captain Fake Eye put hyperventilates. That's fucking hilarious. All right, we are caught up on chat, so let's go ahead and move over into the second story if everyone's cool with that. Everyone agree? Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will mark it.
What's it all about?
Robin, check and make sure you're still rolling.
I am. I have it on one monitor, and then I have everything else on the other monitor.
You're good. I think you're going to be fine. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and move into our next story. This one's title is long. All right. So in the description, I called it, "Does anyone know a good plumber?" This one's full title is, "Does anyone know a good plumber? I did one of those stupid rituals and now my shower is leaking and there's a faceless guy in my kitchen." So that's the title.
I like that is tossed in for fun. Like, and there's a faceless guy in my kitchen.
Right. So here we go. Does anyone know a good plumber? I fucked up one of those stupid ritual things that everyone is doing and now my shower is leaking and also there's some faceless guy in my kitchen.
What is it leaking? Blood?
Let me read the story.
Okay.
My landlord comes tomorrow and he's going to kill me, especially because I also have a cat and I'm not even supposed to have pets. It all started when I was drunk messaging a girl on Tinder and she said the only way we would meet up was if I did this weird ritual thing where I summon a ghost or some shit. I think she called it mea culpa or something. Actually, her exact message was, I guess I'll do a voice for this. The decaying flesh will not rest. I am the Alpha and Omega. I have seen the burning cities consume the earth. And then it says, link to ritual instructions.
Stupid.
Our souls meet when darkness spills mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. And then a bunch of random letters afterwards. The story goes on. She was a weird chick. At least, I think she was a girl. I couldn't really see her face. Her picture was just a black background with 2 shiny dots that kind of looks like eyeballs. You could sort of see some features, but it looked like her face was gray, and I couldn't really see her mouth. But she had really good skin. I wasn't about to rally for a pizza face. So anyway,
I'm all about that skin.
So anyway, I weighed the pros and cons of spooky rituals versus trampoline booty as best I could on 5 shots of Patron. It was totally worth it.
Trampoline booty.
I've never heard of trampoline booty before.
What is a trampoline booty?
This story was so fucking funny when I read it. I could not stop laughing. All right. It was totally worth it. I set my cell phone to 3:26 a.m., but since my phone is a 2005 Motorola Razr that was dropped in the toilet several times, it went off at 4 a.m. Fuck. I decided to go through with the ritual anyway. I was also supposed to have a friend during this thing, but my bestie recently got incarcerated for selling heroin on the corner of Patterson Park and Eastern Avenue. Shout out to my main man, Roscoe. Anyway, I sat up and this is great writing. Okay, this is such a wonderful fucking story. How dare you insult it? I decided to go through with the ritual anyway. Fuck, I read that already. See, this is what happens. Anyway, I
Sounds like a you problem.
I sat up and turned off my alarm, but the moment I turned it off, I drunkenly passed out again. I woke up 20 minutes later and actually got out of bed this time, stumbling around the room in the dark because apparently you're not supposed to turn on the lights, because if you do, a ghost will pop out. Ooh.
Is that what it says?
Yeah. With the ooh and everything. I was supposed to find a candle and light it, but my hangover just made me trip over the several candles I had placed on my floor. Eventually, I gave up and flipped the lights on, grabbing a candle from my desk. I squinted out my window to see what God damn it. I squinted out my window to see what my Baltimore neighborhood looked like at 4:20 a.m.
It's spooky.
I forgot that I can hear the notifications now. Shout out to Lizzie B, who just resubscribed. I'm not going to do the shout outs in the middle of the episodes, but it freaked me the fuck out because it's in my ears now. All right.
420, blaze it up, motherfucker.
The street was empty except for some rando wearing a black robe and a giant pointy black hat. He was staring up at me through the window. I couldn't really see his face. You know, Baltimore has gone to the fucking dogs. First gang wars and now an updated KKK, for God's sake. I lit the candle and looked at my phone. I was supposed to knock on my bedroom door 66 times. The 66th knocked time on the 4:06. But since I had fucked everything else up, I just did shave and haircut knock and then walked into my hallway. My bedroom door is opposite the stairs, and looking down that dark stairwell was pretty spooky. I thought I saw something move on one of the lower steps. For the next step, I was supposed to close my eyes and walk forward while chanting mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa, which is God damn it, which is Italian for my culpa, which is probably some kind of shitty Italian car. I tried to close my eyes and walk forward while talking about Italian cars, but my cat, Fish Sticks, ran under my feet and I ended up tripping over him and falling down the flight of stairs. At some point, the stupid candle went out as I flailed down the stairs, but I was too concussed to care. I rolled up from the ground, groaning, and decided that I would just continue to go through the motions, which meant hiding in a closet and waiting for the ghost to play hide and seek with me. I chose the kitchen pantry because I had opened some potato chips in there, so I made my way back. As I stumbled, I heard several soft whispers behind me. I spun around, hoping that I was right about Fish Sticks knowing how to talk, but there was no one there, except for the figure standing in the corner. I stopped, blinked, and it was gone. I really need to lay off the Patron. As I honed in on the closet, the alcohol and concussion finally caught up with me, and I stumbled to a stop, doubling over and vomiting watery Patron all over my kitchen floor. Fuck. My ass was landlord grass. The hellish combination of alcohol, concussion, post-vomit, and a looming eviction notice caused my emotions to go haywire, and I unleashed a violent sob, mucus, and tears rivering down my face. I heard a noise outside the kitchen. Damn it. My eyes fell on the kitchen window, and I spied that stupid gang member / KKK dude in my backyard still staring at me. I must have looked like an idiot, weeping in front of my kitchen pantry. Too ashamed to confront him, I just crawled into the pantry and shut the door. It was so cold in there, it damn near froze my man titties off. My air conditioner was probably broken or something. I definitely need to call the landlord, but that would mean stating Fish Sticks and stuffing him in a suitcase under my bed. Jesus fucking Christ. This story is insane. It's so funny. At this point, I realized that I needed to reevaluate my life. Maybe I shouldn't drink as much. Maybe I should give Fish Sticks to a good home. Maybe I should find women with intellect and poise. Maybe I should move out of my shitty neighborhood where KKK people roam around at 4 a.m. After going through an existential crisis in my pantry, I decided to say fuck it and end the stupid ritual. That Tinder girl wasn't even that hot anyway.
Fucked up.
And besides, I still had like 70 more ritual things to complete, which included lighting 8 more candles, stabbing a Japanese doll, and spinning around in a circle while screaming, "You're it! You're it!"
Oh my god.
This is actually mixing in a bunch of rituals that do exist. This was all supposed to culminate in me going to my basement, sitting in front of a mirror, and looking into the mirror, but not actually looking into it, which made absolutely no fucking sense. As I got up to...
This is making fun of every paranormal game there is.
As I got up to open the pantry door, I heard a low moan coming from behind the door. I froze.
Sounds hot.
I prayed to God it wasn't my landlord. I cracked open the door to see the gang member / KKK guy standing in the kitchen, staring at me. I finally got a good look at him. He definitely didn't have a face. I guess getting your face taken away is part of a gang ritual now. He didn't react to my presence. He just stared. I didn't know how the hell to deal with gang members or faceless KKK members, so I just stared back. We did this for about 5 minutes before I slowly inched out of the kitchen and back upstairs. He turned to watch me as I went, but didn't move. So after that, I went up to my bathroom to take a shower, and now my shower head is leaking, which I blame on the stupid ritual. So if you guys know any good plumbers in the Baltimore area, I would really appreciate it.
It's probably leaking because it's an old place.
I like that you're trying to make reason of this story that is like, I mean, creepypastas are fake, but this one is just like 100% absurd
so
bullshit, and
it's just so dumb because
it's so
making
funny.
fun of every paranormal game that exists, like the one where you have to kind of look at the mirror but not actually look at the mirror. That's the King's game.
Yeah. The hiding in the closet waiting for the person to find you, the hide and seek game.
Yeah,
the candles,
the doll thing too.
Just like, I don't know, I really enjoyed this one. I really wish that it would have started with based on a true story, because it would have just been so fucking perfect, because of all those stories that say based on a true story and then they all are total bullshit. But either way, good stuff. I enjoyed it. All right, let's look over in stream chat and see what you folks had to say. I will say Brandon Chicken just redeemed a high five 4 minutes ago. So,
oh,
yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but that's not high fiving. So that's patty cake. I'm gonna go ahead and refund your points, Brandon, because that was pathetic.
We can't high five. I can slap my own hands.
I can make your hands slap.
Captain Fake Eye says, "This brings me great shame. I had Taco Bell for the first time in forever."
Why does that bring you shame?
For the first time in forever. Let's see. Laura Ann says, "Just got home, feeling pretty tired. I'm listening, but might not be very talkative tonight. You're allowed to sleep."
Yeah.
Lizzie B says, "That's what? Wait. Oh, wait. What?"
Okay, that's what you said. Got it.
Says that's what that did. What did? Wait, I feel like I missed something. Nope. Nope. I don't know.
Maybe it was in response to whatever I was saying at that moment in the story.
Mayhaps. Let's see. Snark says, "I had Jollibee again. Can't get enough. Yo, Jollibee is good. Their spicy chicken. So good. I always get spicy chicken and some pineapple juice. So good." Captain Fig, I said, "What is happening in this story?"
The story was
bullshit. That's one of Adam's stories that he actually wrote, because it's just nonsense.
I wish I wrote that because it's hilarious.
Hang
on one sec.
Chloe Michelle says,
Is that?
Huh? What'd you say, babe?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Chloe Michelle says, "I'm on keto and I miss carbs so much." I would miss carbs too. You okay there, Tiger?
Yeah, my mom popped in to ask me a few questions. I will let you continue reading stuff while I'm trying to figure out how to refund this stupid thing. It used to be so easy and they've made it so difficult now.
Aw, Chunkster says, "I shouldn't mention my friend got me a mini waffle maker. It's so cute." We also have a mini waffle maker. It makes little skulls.
It does.
Pink Penguin says, "I saw an ad for a heart waffle press and I want it." You know what I hate about Valentine's Day is all the heart decorated crap. Not that it's all bad, but like Kate Spade just released like a whole line of purses, and they're all really pink and really red and white, and just they have hearts all over it, and I don't want a purse that has hearts all over it. I don't know. First world problems.
Yeah, clearly.
Let's see. Captain Fake Eye says, "I didn't realize eating Taco Bell was something people do regularly. The last time I bought Taco Bell was like when I was in high school or college." Yeah,
I mean, if it wasn't,
there's Taco Bell all the time.
If it wasn't, there's no way it would stay in business.
Brandon Chicken says, "The clap and high fives to the screen were perfect. Thank you. Got me in the feels."
Well, I still gave you your points back, so.
What? Chunkster says, I never had Taco Bell. That's insane. What? Pink Penguin says, when I worked at Taco Bell, we would have Marines come in and get Taco Bell for lunch every day.
When I went to college, there was like 4 or 5 places right by me off campus that I could go if I didn't feel like getting any place on campus. And one of them was Taco
How many
Bell.
more drinks I have?
How many have you taken?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Then just do 5 more sips. How about that?
All right.
But yeah, Taco Bell / Pizza Hut was like right next to my campus, and I used to go there and get a chicken grilled stuffed burrito, which came with like a little bag of nachos, a little bag of chips with nacho cheese sauce, and a Pepsi, and it was like $5.07, and it was the perfect meal. And then it slowly got more and more and more and more expensive, which sucks balls. All right. Trunk says, I like KFC. I also like KFC. Pink Penguin says, when I worked, you already read that. Snarks.
I'm Winner says, does the mini skull waffle maker work as advertised? Honestly, we have not had the opportunity to use it yet.
We have not yet made waffles.
Real cray.
Yeah.
And now it's in Vegas, and I don't have it here in California.
I'll test it. I'll test it soon and let you know. We have a lot. We got a big meat slicer because we made like Italian beef during the pandemic when it first kicked off, and we still haven't even opened that thing. So we have a lot of appliances we still need to use. All right. The Snark says, I live near a bunch of fast food. It's kind of a problem. Yeah, that's totally a thing. Trunk says, Captain Fig, that's a good thing. I'm trying to cut it a bit. Not too healthy for my body. There was like a survey they did like 3 or 4 years ago that said Taco Bell was the healthiest fast food you can get. And I just sincerely disagree. Yeah, it's supposed to be.
That's bullshit. There's no way.
Snark says, you've had Jollibee, right? KFC is okay, but once you've had Jollibee, I would rate Jollibee above Church's chicken. I go like Church's, Jollibee, KFC, Popeyes. I think of those 4, that's how I would rate it. I love that Jollibee puts flags that say spicy into their spicy chicken into every single piece. I think that's
Adam's favorite thing.
It's just adorable.
It's just that.
Faye says, I got a soft taco and one of those Dorito taco things per recommendation of my husband. Faye says, Dorito taco thing 4 out of 10, do not recommend. Wow. That's like one of their most popular items. I don't get that either, but I know a lot of people who love it.
I love it. I'm weak for the Dorito taco.
I'm What's Your Name says, never heard of Jollibee. It's a Filipino chain.
Maybe it's just West Coast.
Yeah, I think there's a few places East Coast, but not a
know.
lot. I think it's like in New York, maybe Boston. Yeah, it's originally a Filipino place, and they have fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
And on the side, you can get like spaghetti, and it's weird.
The spaghetti is sweet, and that's what makes it weird.
Chloe says, yes, Adam, I'm on the Popeye train. The spicy breading is so good. If you get like spicy tenders and you bite into them, you can see that they just had those tenders soaking in spicy sauce until they breaded them too. And it's just like, wow, that's the way to do it. So good. God damn. All right. So,
God damn.
Since we're kind of caught up right now, I'm going to go ahead and run the ad over there on Twitch. So if you're on Twitch and you're not subscribed, you'll get a 60-second ad. If you are subscribed, you will not get it. And when we get back, we'll finish reading whatever is popped up into the chat and then move on to our third story of the night.
Hot.
There we go. All right. So it is running right now.
I gotta pee. So I'm going to take a pee break.
This is the perfect time for it. Go for it. All right. Man, I am like just teetering on the edge of being super sick
Take my
again.
socks off.
That woman. She's so silly. I don't want to read the chat until everyone's back, so I'm just going to sit here and hang out. I'll just do some monologuing. So we have Discord. I have 2 monitors. I have Discord on my left side here, and I have it like squared off just in like the perfect amount of space where I can still have my audio recording and my story on my left monitor. Then on my right side is the chat for you guys and our streaming service, our redemption window, and my audio mixer. Those are all my right screen. So everything has good amount of real estate. But for Robin's camera, it is our Discord window. I'm capturing this monitor and just zooming it in so it's in the perfect spot to capture that. So if I were to move my Discord window, I would basically move Robin off the screen. I can switch channels and show you what I'm talking about. See? So it's like everything is like just delicately balanced, and it seems to be working, and our frames aren't dropping, and everything's holding up. And as long as her internet can just stay connected on the Discord video call, she doesn't have to worry about anything else. And she's recording her own audio on her side too, so that I can edit it and have them both be completely clean. So right now, it's the maiden voyage of this particular setup, and things are working out, knock on wood, and I'm really, really relieved. I needed something to go well. So, all right, I'm going to scroll up and read whatever's left. And then once Robin gets back, she's going to read her second story. MQI says, I see people on TikTok showing how fast food is made. It's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. I mean, unless it's like you're not cleaning properly, fast food became successful because it's like assembly line food, which in the grand scheme of things isn't really that bad. The Snark says, Chunks, I guess we're doing a Vegas Spooky Friends meetup at Jollibee's. That's hilarious. Chunk said, wait, I got Jollibee confused with Bojangles. I have not heard of Bojangles. MQI says, hi, by the way, jumping in on a night I normally don't. I know that you typically like story times and not pasta times, so thank you for joining us. Faye says, I've seen a Jollibee's but never been inside. Chloe says, Bojangles is so good too. I live for their chicken biscuits anytime I'm past the Mason-Dixon line. Hello. What's that? Shit.
Jules got airheads.
I'm so jealous. Chunk says, yes, Robin, I'm one of the weirdos who don't like socks. I hate socks. I will not have socks on if I don't absolutely have to. I'm pretty sure that's why I have a cold, actually, is because the house was cold for like a few days and I refused to wear socks even though our floor was really cold.
I have to wear socks with my shoes. I have to. I can't not.
Oh, yeah. If you're putting your feet into shoes without socks, that's kind of odd. Chunk says, I like my feet bare. I don't think it was supposed to be read that way. It's not like you said I like my feet raw, which is kind of how I read it.
Ew.
Like my feet like I like my sex. All right, I'm going to keep scrolling. Jesus. All right, what's here? It says my feet get cold easily. Chloe says, only when it's cold as fuck, otherwise no socks, gang. Chunk says my feet get sweaty. Sherry says the first thing I do when I get home, take the shoes and socks off. I totally agree. That's why
my feet get real sweaty.
My socks can typically be found like set on a stair so that when I come upstairs, I remember to bring them with me, because as soon as I take my shoes off, I take my socks off and I put it on the stairs. Chunk says, believe it or not, I actually sleep with my feet off the comforter or blanket, everything else gets covered with a comfy blanket. I also do the same thing. I'm Westerner says, first thing to come off when I get home are the pants. I mean, that's just the best way to live life. Faye says, agree, I also hate pants. Chunkster says, ooh, steamy. I gotta keep scrolling here. Oh no, IMB Trader had said nothing like a shower with the hubby, hashtag steamy.
And Mr. Dune says, what am I eating? It's a white airhead. The best flavor. The mystery flavor.
Faye says, I wear flats with no socks. It's gross. Snark says, I got the ballet feet so I can walk across broken glass just fine. That sounds awful. Chunk says, oh my God, Adam, sorry. Cherry Sue says, I always wear socks with my shoes. That makes sense. Faye says, but the flats I have are washable. Never mind. Not that gross. MQI says, I don't not like them. LOL, my brain for some reason like doesn't connect. I don't know. I feel dumb sometimes. It's totally fine.
How much nurse says white bear head? Airhead? You've never heard of airheads?
Airheads are candy.
AIR heads? Yeah.
They're like taffy.
So good.
IMB Trainer says, I totally thought it was a piece of mozzarella cheese, Robin. Now I'm sad. She literally sat down and said, I said, what do you have in your hand? Because it looked like a handy wipe. I was like, what bathroom assistant is employed at the house now? And she goes, it's an airhead. Jules got them. And I'm just so jealous. All right. Pink Penguin says, I thought it was a mini burrito.
All right. I'm almost done with my drink.
All right. So whenever you're ready, we're pretty caught up.
Okay.
You guys have never had airheads? Like, what universe am I living in? I have a guy that I play D&D with who had never had Skittles before. This is what that's reminding me of. They're like taffy, but they're not taffy. They're like, I don't know, different. They're delicious though. Try some one time. Are you ready for your next story, Revan?
Yeah. Liz's dog is already 30 pounds.
Let's focus up on the show we're doing right now, please. Thank you. Killing me, dog.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to get into my next story here, and it's titled, Why I Don't Go Trick-or-Treating Anymore. To me, this one's real intense.
I feel like we've read this one before.
Have we?
Yeah. I don't remember you asking me to check this story.
Damn it, dude. Okay, hold on.
Hang on, let me search our... I
think you're right, but... Fuck.
Well, my computer is now not loading our episode list, which is unfortunate, so...
Hold on, maybe mine will.
Yeah, no, it's too early to trick or treat. That's the one that we've read.
Oh, okay. So I can read it.
Yeah, you're all good on that. Why didn't you have me check this one? Did you just randomly pick this one?
Maybe. I just liked it, so I picked it.
Okay. All right.
Can I start again?
Yeah, take it from the top, dog. What?
All right, so I'm going to get...
You laughed when I said take it from the top. Like I had said something funny.
All right, so I'm going to... Did you make another
I
noise?
just laughed. You made a fucking face and I laughed. Just read through it.
All right. So my next story is titled, Why I Don't Go Trick-or-Treating Anymore. And this story, I think, is really intense. So strap on, because, yeah. All right. It begins. My name isn't really important, but for now, I'll go by Monty. A little backstory. I grew up in a small town just outside of Hartford, Connecticut. Real nice place where everyone knew everyone. You never locked your doors. It had a real charm to it. Nicest bunch of folks you could ever meet, really. We were all one big family. So this all happened in 2005. I was 10 at the time, and my friends Adam, Timmy, and Jared were out trick-or-treating.
I'm Adam. That's why I pointed at myself. Just keep going, man.
We were, in all honesty, a bunch of little ornery shits. Oh man, is this about you?
Maybe. I mean, I have a friend named Tim. We never called him Timmy, though.
It's just that all sounds like stuff you would do so far. All right. We weren't malicious in any way. We just liked to pull pranks here and there. It's just like you. Like the time we broke into old Mr. Harrison's chicken coop and replaced his eggs with Cadbury cream eggs.
Oh my god, I did that.
Did you?
Yeah. This is weird.
Did you really?
This is autobiographical. No, obviously.
Okay. We left the real eggs in a basket outside the coop, so we didn't mind much in the end. Had a hell of a time cleaning the chocolate out of the hen's feathers, though. So anyway, that Halloween we decided we would bring pillowcases to use as our sacks. Since we knew the whole town, we were allowed out until midnight so long as we made it right on the dot and not a second later. We were all about the same age. Adam was the oldest of us at 12 and Jared was the youngest at 9. So when we heard we had almost 6 hours of time to get as much candy as we could, we were ecstatic. In our young minds, having all that time and all that space meant we would be rolling in candy for the rest of our lives. So we went out, all dressed up in a homemade Avengers outfit and got to work.
Aw.
It hit 11 way faster than we thought it would, and by that time, we were each lugging around about 20 pounds of candy each. We had a lot of old couples and not many kids. Most of the other children were in their mid or late teens and saw Halloween more as an excuse to get shit-faced and have kinky costumed sex at parties.
Wow.
Hot. Soon enough, it was 11:40, and I knew I had to get going soon. As I turned to tell everyone I was heading home, I saw the car. Now, if you would have told me that a pedophile was when I was 10... What? Now, if you would have told me what a pedophile was when I was 10 and explained the concept thoroughly, the image I would come up with would be an old balding man with missing teeth and a wiry frame driving around in a beat-up and rusty van. That wasn't at all what the man who introduced himself as Reggie Smith looked like at all. Handsome was one word you could use. He had a thick head of dark blonde hair, a slightly muscular frame, and a smile so white and perfect you could see it shining in the blackest of nights. And that's exactly what he did when he greeted us. That's like that one serial killer that everyone thinks is ridiculously hot.
The one that's
Zac Efron.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I always forget which one it is. Ted Bundy. Is that right?
Yeah. Hey there, kids, he called out. That's already a bad sign. Some guy rolls up and says, hey there, kids.
We definitely need to put a trigger warning on this story for pedophilia.
Yep. Do I say that now?
No, I'll do it in post. I just wish you would have told me you were doing a story called this about this. I'm just like,
right.
I'm sitting here like laughing along with the story. And then you're like, if you would have told me what a pedophile, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
I said in the beginning that it's really intense.
You didn't say it was about pedophiles, but okay. Let's get through this. We're already halfway in, I hope.
It's getting pretty late. You should be heading home. Jared was the first one to speak up, waving his paper towel roll and cardboard Mjolnir in greeting. Oh, hi there, mister. We're just heading home. Jared pointed to the sack he held in his other hand. Look at all the candy we got. Parents should teach their kids not to talk to strangers, right?
I mean, don't they?
I feel like kids are usually taught not to talk to strangers. This is, okay. Reggie smiled that fucking smile of his and chuckled. That sure is a lot. Say, you kids want some more? I think I've got some. Ah, here they are. After rummaging around for a bit, he pulled 4 king-size Snicker bars out from what I can only assume was a black medical bag he had sitting in his front passenger seat. Of course, all 4 of us rushed over and gladly took what we thought to be the holy grail of candy. Soon, Reggie had introduced himself and explained he had just moved in a few blocks down the road. Somehow, I picked up on that something seemed off about him, to say the least. The first red flag came when he invited us back to his place. I've got a bunch of candy bars just sitting in a bag on my porch if you want to come get some real quick, he had said. So bad. Now that set me off because not 5 minutes earlier he had been saying how he would be getting home, how we should be getting home. Being incredibly uncomfortable, I saw it was nearly 11:50 and took that as my cue to leave. It's almost midnight and I gotta get home, sorry. Adam, Timmy, and Jared, Iron Man, the Hulk, and Thor all gave me a confused look. Seriously? Adam said, moving his mask out of the way to be heard clearly. It's free candy, dude, and really good candy, too. Yeah, Timmy called out in agreement while pounding his Hulk fists together. You can't seriously be passing this up. Sorry, guys, my parents will ground me for a month if I don't get home soon. I'll see you guys later. My friends all gave out a sigh of disappointment and climbed in Reggie's car, and that's when Reggie spoke up.
I just don't feel like this would happen. Like, I know that this is like the classic scenario of the predator picking kids up with candy, which is such a weird thing. Yeah. But maybe it's because my name is Adam and I have a friend named Tim. But if someone rolled up, introduced themselves, and immediately was like, come back to my place, I have Snickers, I'd have been like, I'm calling the fucking police, you goddamn pedophile. It's just like, this whole thing has me on edge.
I'll leave them alone, kids, he said. Besides, I only have room for 3 right now. It's fucking... No, they're children. You could fit like 4 or 5 in the back seat. That's when I remembered that creepy black doctor's bag in his passenger seat. I said my goodbyes and pieced the fuck out of there. Luckily, I made it home just in the nick of time, and my parents were only mildly annoyed. Soon after, my parents started checking my candy and asked me how my night was. That's when I told them about Mr. Smith, and that was when my parents' face turned white as snow. And then my dad grabbed his car keys and my mom started dialing the police. Soon, I knew everything about what was really going on, and I had to give the police a statement. Of course, knowing that I was nearly kidnapped and that my friends were gone, I was a complete wreck. Once the police got their information, they tried to console me and tell me it wasn't my fault in any way. And that was when I heard their radios go off. Car 3, suspect inbound to your location on foot. He appears to be armed and dangerous. Do you copy? It's just like police talking back and forth, right? The officer looked me in the eyes and smiled. Don't worry, kid, we'll get this guy. He turned to his partner. and says, "Stevens, stay with the kid. I'm going to go cut this son of a bitch off before he can get away." The other officer, Stevens, he was an absolute saint. When all this was going down, he did the damnedest to keep me calm. Stayed with us that night for security, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. The next morning, my dad came home exhausted and peeled off his dirty size 12s before crashing in his favorite chair. He and the other men of the neighborhood went out looking for Mr. Smith. They cornered him in one of the old abandoned manor houses, and he wound up shooting himself to avoid capture. That's the only consolation I get, knowing that if there's a hell, that fucker is rotting there. Now, you're probably wondering what happened to Adam, Timmy, and Jared. Well, I'm pretty sure you could guess already, but yeah, they're all dead. Jared survived Mr. Smith, but 3 years later, he killed himself. The things he told me about that night, what he and Timmy went through, they'll haunt me till the day I die. A couple of you more morbid fucks out there probably want some of the details out of dark curiosity, but let me tell you, the worst thing Jared told me that he went through before, he murdered the other kids. Once he was done, he started, experimenting. And did you know that the human heart can beat for a solid 3 or 5 minutes after being removed from the body? That's fucking,
I love that you talk so much shit about my hilarious parody of a story, and you bring the most horrific story we've ever had on the show.
Yeah, but he found out about 30 minutes after meeting Mr. Smith. I bet you all also didn't know that the lungs cannot function if they're exposed to open air. I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting, even though the story is absolutely fucking horrific. I'm 23 now, and after years of therapy and support, I have a beautiful wife and a child on the way. Once my little Teresa's born, I'm not going to let her out of my sight for a second, let alone let her go trick-or-treating. I refuse to let anything remotely like that happen to my little girl, so I'll just buy her a big bag of candy every year to keep her happy. I can't believe I was let outside trick-or-treating when I was like 8, you know?
I mean, did no one go with you when you were 8?
It was like a group of us kids, and we all went when we were little kids. I don't know. There's one thing that continues to bother me, though. Before he killed himself, Jared said Mr. Smith didn't have a gun on him. Never had one, in fact. He did have several scalpels and medical instruments, but no firearm of any kind. The autopsy report showed Mr. Smith died after receiving a single round to the side of the head from where he shot himself, it seems. What that doesn't explain is why Mr. Smith's autopsy also turned up several ruptured organs and fractures consistent with what would happen if a size 12 combat boot were to have repeatedly stomped his chest, neck, and pelvis, and why nobody outside of our little town knows about what happened that Halloween night. I guess some questions are better off unanswered. Obviously, his father fucking murdered that dude.
Yeah, I mean, he just said that his father and a group of guys went to hunt him down. This is essentially the origin story of Freddy Krueger. Almost identically, just written for is this the end of the story, I should ask?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it seems like it's just they stole the origin story for Freddy Krueger and decided to streamline it and put it on Halloween rather than spread across multiple days, but...
Yeah, so the author's, not the author, but the main character's father totally stepped all over this dude.
Yeah.
And murdered him, deservedly so. White House Downs wrote this.
This is intense. I think we should vet our stories more thoroughly before we read them.
I don't know. I think that's absolutely terrifying.
I mean, I agree with you, but I think it's just a level of terrifying that I did not expect for Pastatime. It sounds like more of one of our topic episodes. It's just, it's intense.
Murder.
All right. I'm going to have to put a pedophile and suicide trigger warning on that one. Let's go ahead and move over into the stream chat. See what you wonderful folks had to say. I'm What's Inner said, phone may die, plugged it in at 1%. Winter Girl says, hi, Adam and Robin. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
All right. Glitch says, wait, who the hell hasn't had Skittles? He's a friend of mine. Some talk about shoes.
Oh my God, shoes.
All right, I have reached the top of where I left off. I'm still missing messages here.
I'm trying to scroll up here. People are talking about flats, shoes, booties.
Snark said Toms, I can't. They're so ugly. MQI says Toms make some fire boots, though.
Toms, man. You have to have the skinniest, most like flat feet to wear those shoes, I swear.
Pink Penguin said Toms were all the rage when I was in high school. I was seeing the Toms as I was scrolling up. I was like, where does the Toms talk start? All right. Gonna keep scrolling.
The Snark says, the idea of being confident enough to have kinky sex as a teenager. Nope.
Like, yeah, no. I guess kinky sex is just supposed to be you're dressed up on Halloween. So I think that's what they're going for. All right, gonna keep scrolling. Glitch says, I am so mad at work lately, y'all. It's becoming too much. Okay, sorry, end of rant. Yeah, when jobs start...
That was a very short rant.
...crossing over and, like, interrupting your personal time, yeah, that's when I, like, draw a hard fucking line. Like, you have me for these hours. If you need someone for when I'm not there, you need to hire another employee. That's plain and simple. Like, you're not going to interrupt my life because you don't staff properly. Like, that's a leadership issue. I'm going to keep scrolling. Shout out to MadScan812 who followed us and subscribed. We appreciate that. Pretty amazing of you. All right.
Let's see.
I'm What's Your says to Captain Vega, congrats on the promotion to moderator. 'Tis a great honor passing your boards. W? I think it must have cut off. Passing your boards surely pales in comparison. The Snark says, geez, the idea of being confident enough, you already read that. I'm going to keep scrolling. Yeah, I think the casual nature with the story was written about a pedophile picking up kids and then them being beaten to death and shot, like, indicates the person probably hasn't had any experience with kidnapping, pedophilia, suicide, murder, any of those things. Like, they probably just thought the idea was intriguing. Like, the twist will be like the town killed him. It's like a very common twist in very messed up stories. Faye said to I'm What's Your, thank you. I'm still reeling from the responsibility and honor of mod.
Did you tell her before you were gonna make her a mod?
No, I just modded her.
You just decided
because she was the one that was rallying folks to start saying terrible things because Glitch had to step away. So I did what I thought was best, which was slap her with the responsibilities of preventing the actions she herself was trying to promote.
Chunkster says, how's the weather in Cali compared to Vegas? It is all right. I mean,
a little bit warmer.
Right now, being winter, it's pretty much the same. It doesn't feel any different. It was a little overcast today, so that was nice. But overall, same. I think the only time I will feel any difference is in the summer, where it will be so hot in Vegas.
It was funny because when we were, this is not related at all, but when we were doing your story, Robin, I got a notification on my computer that popped up, and it was from Faye, and she posted a picture of Watson in the Discord, and I normally have Discord closed so that you can't hear the burr that like happens every time, and so I clicked it to dismiss it, and I accidentally clicked on it, and it went to the channel, so it switched from your camera to the Scaryish Discord, but it wasn't like aligned properly to see the picture of Watson. I was like, oh shit, like immediately I was like, click, go back. So anyone noticed that, 50 points to you. IMB Trainer says, I've had a major dislike of ice ever since I broke my ankle/leg, and the ER doctor didn't listen to me to go ahead and properly set it because he was banking on the orthopedic specialist to do surgery. What I find funny about the thing, though, is that not one single medical professional could give a label as to what I broke, leg or ankle. Wow. I'm Wizard says, I was nearly kidnapped as a small child. I might write that story down and send it someday. If you feel up to it, go for it. Snark says, I think I might have to cut this short. I think I'm taking my husband to Big Dogs for some of his favorite beer and cheese curds. Have fun.
Nice.
Faye says, whoa, this story. I agree. Whoa, indeed.
I've dealt with pedos. I've never dealt with kidnapping. I'm glad I wasn't kidnapped.
I've had like a kidnapping scare when I was younger, and I've talked about it on the show before, where a kid just like went to his dad's house, but the entire town reacted as if he had been kidnapped because they didn't know where he went. And the police did so as well. Donosaur says, geez, the story is messed up. We agree.
There's a reason why pedos get murdered in jail.
Glitch says to Snark, girl, I need to come to Vegas. That's hilarious.
I mean, it's pretty nice to hang out there. Live, maybe not so much. Hang out, yes.
Faye says
The Snark says, I do have a story when I walked into a stranger's home to watch Bambi. What the what?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Faye says the story is messed up. I agree. IMB Trainer says my arch is also collapsing on that foot, so that causes some problems too, but easily fixed with proper arch support inserts. I tend to try and skip messages where you all are talking to each other and adding each other. Sometimes I'll read them if they seem to be related to the story or like something else we're talking about largely as a group. So don't think that I'm skipping over Glitch Venting or MQI being very supportive or any people talking about like the things that have happened to them in the past when it comes to getting hurt or being misdiagnosed. I'm just not sure if anyone wants that stuff read. Chunk says, LOL.
The guy says, oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Chunkster says, LOL, I'm an Etch-a-Sketch. I will find out about this crazy story on Friday. I wasn't paying much attention. I have a short attention span. That's hilarious.
Cat Big Guy says, hashtag never broke a bone. I've never broken a bone, but I have like sprained my finger really bad while playing basketball where it like bent all the way backwards. So I had to wear like one of those metal splint things on my finger for a while. But that's I think the most I've hurt myself where it was the closest to a cast that I would ever get.
Snark says, Adam over here vying to be Amarilyn Seat, or Amarilyn Seat, excuse me.
What?
I don't know how I'm doing that, but okay. I've also never broken a bone. I've broken my nose. I mean, it's technically just cartilage, but I've never broken a bone. Knock on wood. Which says, wait, who has my hammer? There are multiple hammers, so you still have your hammer, but Faye also has a hammer now.
All right. Is it your turn to read?
Yeah. MQI says, I've been sitting on a story for 2 weeks now. It's kind of funny. Maybe I'll write in again. Please do. Chunk says, you all have some crazy stories and boring as fuck, and as a child, I was very timid and shy.
I was pretty shy as a kid, actually, too. I didn't really make a lot of friends until college. I want to say my first week of college, I made a group of anime friends, and me and my friend On, shout out to On, I met him in high school, and we did stupid stuff, too. But we made these, like, I just choked on my own spit. In college, like, I sat down next to this random person. I was like, hey, can I sit here? And then that person's friends all showed up, and then we all just started talking together, and that's how I met, like, my first group of anime friends in college. And I had just moved to a new state my senior year, so I didn't have any friends from school. It was just, like, really nice. And sometimes you just grow out of your little shy shell and make lots of friends, and then meet somebody who wants to start a podcast, and so you guys start a podcast, and
then for your first podcast,
your faces on social media.
For your first podcast, you decide you really don't care about it, so you're not going to do much. But then you do another podcast, and that's the one that you really commit to.
Yeah. This podcast is definitely a commitment.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. Lots of injury talk in the chat. I'm trying to clarify that if she types it in, she's okay with it being shared. It's just awkward to try and pick pieces out of a conversation or read an entire conversation between two people. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to our last story by marking it right here. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move into the last creepypasta we have this evening, and this one is entitled One Word Story. And it starts out like this. Have you ever played One Word Story? No, I haven't. It's a very simple game. a few people take turns going around to make a sentence. Each person adds one word until the sentence is complete. Then someone says, period, and it's read back. It's actually pretty fun if you play with the right people. But I'm pretty antisocial and only have one or two friends. They don't like the game as much as I do, so I use a random chat site to play with strangers.
That's a bad idea already.
Yeah,
it's a ghost in the machine.
It's completely anonymous, so my identity is supposed to be safe. Anyway, it was late afternoon on a Saturday, and I was in the middle of a game when my apartment went dark. It was probably caused by the weird heat. All week, other tenants in my building had complained about the power cutting short around this. It only lasted a few minutes, but when the power came back on, I saw I had been disconnected from the site. When I tried to re-enter, I couldn't. It kept crashing or something, and I kept getting disconnected. I'm easily bored and was a little more than pissed that I hadn't finished my game. So I took to Google and searched chat room, anonymous, one word story. After 0.18223 seconds, I had 23,000 results. I scrolled down the page and tried a few sites out, but either the players weren't very good or I was led to an anonymous sex chat site. It wasn't until the third... That sounds very real. That happens when you go to Google. One sec. I'm glad I have a mute button so I can save you all from having to hear my cough. Anyways.
I have to hear it.
Congratulations. You do get to hear it. All right. It wasn't until the third... Oh, I didn't mark it. That's weird. There we go. It wasn't until the third page of results that I found something interesting. Microfiction.com. I clicked the heading and entered the site. Then I logged in as a guest. I was really surprised to see how dedicated this site was to an overall simple game. Mystery, parody, anime, music, cartoons, horror, film, superstition, and superhero were just a few of the categories that people could use to play one-word story. For no particular reason, I went to mystery first and played a few short games. Then I went to horror, then to music, and to a few others. Eventually, I went to take a bathroom break and made sure to bookmark the site so I could visit it in the future. The site was pretty well managed. Under each main heading, for example, horror, there were subheadings. These were games being hosted by members. Some games only had a few people in them, others had 30 or 40. Some were open to anyone, others were private games that you could only get into if you had a password that the host had sent you. I played for a few hours, really enjoying myself because everyone here took the game seriously, just seriously enough to make each sentence interesting, and also had enough fun to make the whole story funny to read out loud while still making sense. It was 10 now, and 10:30 was my self-imposed bedtime, so I resigned to play one more game before going to sleep. Going to Mystery for the last time that night, I found a private game. Being a guest on the site, I couldn't message the person to ask to join, and I would have kept looking for a public game except that the page froze. I refreshed it and saw that the game had been changed to public with room for one more person. I thought about that, a one-on-one game of one-word story, and I felt excited at the possibility that this guy would be just as good as I was and we could create something really unique. So I joined. The host, username, Doppelganger1221, went first. I appeared on the screen almost instantly. I was impressed with this guy's bravery, as using I in this game usually led to embarrassing sentences in the long run. So I rewarded him with a simple enough word that would keep the sentence going. C. He responded almost immediately with you, period. This was honestly a very amateur tactic. It would make the game harder to finish, and the quote-unquote unsettling approach was never enough to make me quit. I decided to humor him, though, and typed through. All right, I need to take that again because it actually isn't you, period. That's just how it's written. He did the quotations wrong. Almost immediately with you. Okay, cool. I took it again, so I'm going to start back up from the other spot. Okay, cool. And typed through. His response, your. I thought about where the sentence was going and noticed that my living room window was still open from the afternoon, so I typed window. His response was a period signaling the end of the sentence. I see through your window, I chuckled to myself, realizing this guy was a creep, a player who tries to make unsettling...
it's fucking 13 Reasons Why all over again.
Right, close your windows, people. All right, a creep is a player who tries to make unsettling or disturbing sentences to scare his opponents into leaving the game. He probably had a friend with him, and they were thinking up ways to scare me. I didn't blame them. My sister and I did that last Halloween when I babysat for my parents. I started the next sentence. You. His reply was are. My reply, not. His reply, safe. My reply was a period, ending the sentence. You were not safe.
No.
Again, I chuckled and watched as he started the next sentence. I appeared on the screen. I typed am, which was followed by coming. I thought about ending the sentence there as a slight punishment against the guy for not taking the game seriously. Instead, I typed for to see if he would type what I thought he would. He typed you. I was right on the money and typed a period. I am coming for you.
So I'm coming for you. Oh, fuck this. Fuck.
It wasn't
this.
funny anymore, just boring. There was a chat, so I used it to tell the guy to cut the creep stuff. I told him it wasn't funny, and if he didn't cut it out, I would leave the game. He actually replied. Fuck, I just read the sentence.
Is it scary?
Look out your window.
Shut up.
That caught me off guard, but I did what I was told. Across the street, a light post had burned out its bulb, which I hadn't noticed before. It was pretty dark, and I couldn't really make out any shapes. I turned back to the monitor. Doppelganger had typed I, and I saw in the chat that he had posted another comment. Basically, he was telling me what to write. I was becoming fed up with him, but 10:30 was just 5 minutes away, so I reasoned to just finish. God damn it. So I reasoned to just finish, and did as he asked. I typed have, he typed a, I typed gun, he typed to, I typed your, and he typed head. I finished the sentence with a period. I have a gun to your head. I sighed aloud. I have a gun to your head. I sighed aloud and closed my eyes, stretching at my desk. I just wanted this game to be over. It was my turn, and he had sent another list of words, so I typed I. He typed am. I typed at. He typed your. I typed window, and he typed period. I am at your window. Reading it aloud, I realized the game was over. We had made the story relate to our first sentence. Out of habit, I read every sentence out loud. I see you through your window. You are not safe. I am coming for you. I have a gun to your head. I am at your window. I finished reading and rested my head against my chair, yawning. I was drowsy and thought about sleeping in my chair when a loud cracking sound echoed across the empty street outside, and I noticed the crack that was spiderwebbing from the center of my computer monitor. I blinked to full alertness and saw it, the glint of a bullet sticking out of my screen. I turned my head behind me and screamed as I saw someone in a mask staring in through my window.
Shut the front door.
Out of panic, I dashed out of my chair and into my bedroom. I hid in the closet under a thick pile of dirty laundry and waited, trying to control my rapid breathing as my eyes adjusted to the uncomfortable darkness.
Nope.
It was a few minutes before I heard soft footsteps. Nope. The maniac was in my bedroom. I could see his dark boots and leather pants. He fired the gun again at my bed sheets. He must have thought I was hiding in the covers. He rummaged through my drawers and took something that I thought was money or my prescription medicine. I saw him stalk towards my bathroom and fire a shot into the shower. He looked around in there before turning around and looked under my bed. He was almost level with the floor so I could see his features. He was at least 6 feet and dressed in all black except for his mask, which was white with red tear tracts under the eyes and a painted set of crooked, beast-like teeth. He seemed to see perfectly in the dark. I could really only see him because his clothes seemed to be darker than the already lightless interior of my bedroom. After what felt like hours, he stood up and walked out of my room. I stayed in my closet all night, eventually falling asleep covered in my unclean socks and underwear. I smelled horrible in the morning, and the first thing I did was take a shower. The first thing you didn't do was call the fucking police? All right, suspension of disbelief interrupted. You leaned forward like you were going to say something, so I waited to start reading.
It's dumb.
Okay.
I hate it.
All right.
I hate it. I hate when people break into houses. It just freaks me out.
Sorry, my story doesn't involve kidnapping kids. My bad. All right. As I did, I stepped on the bullet that had torn a hole in my shower curtains. Afterwards, I called the police, who told me to come down to the station. There's no fucking way the cops would not send someone there. All right. I got ready to go, but couldn't find my keys anywhere. While looking through the drawers of my desk, I complained internally about my monitor being busted. I could still see the site, the chat room, and the game, and took a picture of it with my phone for the police. Now in the kitchen looking for my keys, it hit me that I kept them in my dresser drawer and ran into my room to see what the psycho had taken was my keys. I groaned and was about to call my buddy for a ride when I accidentally opened my photo gallery. Sorry. I was very annoyed with myself until I took another look at the picture I had taken. Something was different in the picture than I had remembered from last night. There was a new line in the chat, a single word, a simple question, a word I had used so many times over the words. What the hell is with the sentence? A word I had used so many times over the words after a game was over. I never thought that this word would send shivers down my spine nor turn my blood to ice in my veins. Rematch? Question mark.
Fuck that. Nope. He has your keys. He has your keys.
So this one's like weird because I thought the person in the chat room was going to connect somehow to the person that broke into the apartment, but that's not the case, or broke into the house or whatever.
It's just some creeper.
It's someone who knew what was happening before it happened. And for whatever reason, this person decided to steal car keys after they tried to shoot the person at the computer, shoot their bed, and shoot their shower. They're trying to murder this person.
I don't think it's just car keys.
And then they
took
took
house keys. It's everything.
Then they took their keys. Yeah. And the idea that you'd like not call the fucking cops right away to me is just absolutely absurd. Like that immediately.
When someone literally shot.
It's an attempt. It's a breaking and entering, attempted murder. It's all these other things. And your first thought is like, oh, I'm stinky from my socks. I'm going to take a shower. Like, no, that is not how that would work. I would immediately call the fucking police and they would send someone there. Like, you're never going to call somebody like someone shot through my windows, broke in, tried to murder me, stole my car keys. And they're going to be like, yeah, just come down to the station and make a statement. No, they're going to fucking send someone there. So overall, I think it's a solid story, but it needs a little polishing, but pretty good. All right, let's see what you folks had to say. And what's awesome is that Robin has her own restream now, so I can move us into marbles.
Yep, a lot of people talking about broken bones, different bones that they've broken, people having arthritis from having those bones be broken. Captain Fake Guy tore their ACL, MCL, and meniscus in her knee. That is awful. You guys have broken. So I almost at dinner broke 4 toes and cracked the big toe when they jumped off a trampoline. I'm Beef Trainer broke their arm. Mad Scan broke their ankle. Guys, this all sounds so dangerous.
I Am Beef Trainer says, my attention has been taken. Robin is playing with something that looks like a dog keychain biting her finger.
Oh, it's Mikey from Tokyo Revengers. Yep. Oh, it's so bright.
It is very bright. There it goes.
It's cute.
Snarked had to leave, said, okay, y'all, bye. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good night.
That was like 10 minutes ago, so you're probably already gone, but bye.
Captain Big Eye says, I could never do orthopedics. Scraping and fusing bone makes me nauseated.
They all thought Mikey was a dog, and they're like, Robin's dog is super cute. It's funny.
See.
Faye said, oh, heck no, this story. MQI said, yeah, this story is definitely, and then like scared face. Bunny Cakes is not happy with this. I have a massive window into my room. Just use curtains and I think you'll be okay. Chloe said, bruh, no, this story. Faye said, oh, heck no. It's always...
These are like terrifying stories this week.
My first one was fucking hilarious. That's all I'm going to say. Bunny Cakes says,
I don't remember my first one.
Wait, did the writer hide? Yes, they ran and hid.
Boop, 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 boop. My listener says, I've been clearing out the excessive flowers from my island. It is a massive undertaking. Oh, Animal Crossing. I was like, what? It sounds like Animal Crossing. They're like, I broke so many shovels.
Winter Girl says, tomorrow's my birthday. I'm turning 29 and the last year of my 20s. I'm not okay. Happy birthday. 30s are pretty awesome, so don't dread getting to them. Spend the time in your
saying
20s.
I'm not okay since My Chemical Romance released that song.
Spend the time in your 20s enjoying your 20s, but don't dread your 30s because there's nothing wrong with them. Faye says...
Big Guy says, happy birthday, the 30s are where it's at.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I'm 32 and it's still depressing.
You literally just graduated from college and got a job working for like your dream company. So I think a little bit of appreciating your 30s is in order for how things have turned out so far.
Bunny Cake says, my heart just dropped. I just pulled a full art Pikachu card in Pokemon.
I'm Western says, I had a mini midlife crisis when I turned 30. Hopefully it's not midlife. I hope you live much longer than 60.
When I turned 30, I feel like I didn't have any type of midlife crisis. It just gets more sad and more sad every time I tack a year on.
I was just like, cool, I'm 30. Things are going great. Things are better than they were in my 20s. I hope I keep improving every year.
That's so sweet of you.
All right, I'm turning over Restream to you. I'm going to fire up Marbles on stream.
I thought you were doing that this whole time.
I was literally reading. So how would that be possible, Robin? How? Tell me how. Robin, tell me how. Robin? Tell me how.
Tell me why.
So I don't know if our cameras are actually going to work on Marbles. But we're about to find out.
I love how well Encanto is doing.
Me too. I really love that movie. All right.
It is a very good movie.
So yeah, our cameras don't work exactly right, but I'm going to go ahead and fix it. Well, you all vote. Type an exclamation point vote, then a space, and the number that corresponds to the track that you would like to race. All right. Do your voting, y'all. Everything's going great. I'm going to bounce over to the other camera really fast and steal something from this scene. Nothing to see here. Okay, cool.
Oh, my Twitch on my computer is Scaryish. Okay, hold on. Let me log in on my phone.
Yeah, I think I can do that. All right. I can capture both of us at the same time. What about Robin? Damn it, man. This stupid thing will not work properly. Lock the game. All right. I'm going to put Robin bottom left and then cut myself out.
What? Cut it
I don't know why this thing doesn't copy the filters properly. It's annoying. Interesting. So fascinating. All right. Man, it really just doesn't want to work. Okay, fuck it. Here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to put us both in the bottom right and call it a day. Scooch the chat box up. Cool. Now you can see both of us. I'm on a different camera now. No big deal. Trunk says, at my 30s, I'm starting to love myself. I think that's a really good example of like,
that's nice.
When you're doing your 30s right, you really start to appreciate the things that you were doing that you're proud of yourself for. In your 20s, it's all about like, I don't know, figuring shit out. In your 30s, for me at least, it's been about like, now that you have some shit figured out, getting better every day.
Yeah.
All right. Cosmic Chaos has 7 votes, and I believe that's what we're going to go with. Locally, we have raced. It takes us on average 2 minutes and 22 seconds to finish, and Latreia has the record with 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Let's jump in there. And I don't know why the game, which would not fucking set itself properly, is now stretched too far, but I'm gonna fix it really fast. Booyah, it is fixed. Exclamation point play. All right, we have 16 marbles so far. I'm going to set this to a 45-second countdown. Don't forget to type an exclamation point play if you're over there on Twitch to get your marble on stream to get a chance to win some free merch. One of my friends who has like a dark sense of humor like me sent me a picture, and they were like, they just sent it to me randomly apropos of nothing, which was hilarious. And I sent it to some of my other friends, and they're like, "That's kind of dark." Like, I don't know. And I sent him a screenshot of them reacting to it, and he's like, "This is why I'm your best friend forever," and it's 100% true. It was so funny. IMB Trainer says, honestly, I feel my midlife crisis has all been because nothing I had planned for myself by certain time frames has been met. I'm now at a point of what happens. It's a grander design than my own at play. Yeah, when I was young, I had an idea of like times where I thought certain things would have happened by, and very quickly I realized like that is a very childish mentality to have where like, oh, I think I'm going to be married by 26. It's like, I don't even know anyone I would marry at, whatever age I said that, but I'm just assuming I'm going to meet someone that's perfect and everything's going to line up, and that's just...
Didn't you meet me by 26?
I met you, I think when I was 26. So it's like, the idea that I was going to have kids by 30 is, you have all these arbitrary goals that you set for yourself and timelines, which are, I don't know what's happening right now, timelines which don't make any sense, and the older you get, you start to realize, like, the younger version of you will never know as much as the older version of you. All right, there is a massive battle for first place, and I believe I'm What's for Dinner is at the front with Cursed Wolf right on their heels, Elizabeth Tree and Chunkster right behind. And everyone's racing to catch Latrea's record-setting pace right now.
Nice.
Bunny Cake says, Adam meeting Robin for the first time. Hi, let's marry now. Pretty much. MQI says...
Yeah, pretty much.
MQI says, what's funny? I feel like I wear less makeup and don't do my hair as much now, and I probably need makeup more now. I don't know. It just seems like it takes up so much time now. I think, it's one of those things where you start to realize, is it as important as you thought it was in the past? Because I know a lot of folks who like just don't wear makeup, and they're like, they almost feel guilty about it. It's like, no, there's no point. Like, unless it's something you want to do for yourself, like, it doesn't matter. Winter Girl says to the Robin Grace, where did you get your bedding from? It's a Christmas gift from yours truly.
Adam got it for me for Christmas.
You can find it on...
Because I love Haunted Mansion.
You can find it on Amazon. All right. It looks like Red Keto is actually going to break the record for fastest Scaryish person and collect first place. I'm What's Dinner and Dinosaur finished. Not in that order. Dinosaur got caught up, so it went I'm What's Dinner, A Meadows, Dinosaur, Cursed Wolf, then me, and we're going to watch everyone else trickle in. I don't think anyone's going to get hit by the wave of death. Face it, yeah, also thought I was going to get married at 26. Definitely not. Face says, I feel like my cheeks had a lot more baby fat in my 20s, and now I actually have cheekbones. Nice. All right, Red Keto takes the victory, moves up to 8 points in the season. I'm What's for Dinner goes up to 11 points in the season, which is very impressive. Current challenge is covering the bottom to see. Okay, yes. So I'm What's for Dinner is currently in the lead with 11 points on the season, and everyone else had the changes you can see. Let's go ahead and vote on our second and final race of the evening. Start your voting. A lot of people voting for Convergence.
Tell me why.
MQI says, I have wrinkles now. I should probably hide those. And Lizatree replied with my favorite reply ever. Nah, I flaunt them, which is awesome. I'm watching it says the words very impressive are often spoken in conjunction with my name.
Man, I am tired.
He said, tell me why. And Elizabeth, you wrote, ain't nothing but a heartache.
Aw.
Curse Wolf says, so I came late to this party, but why does it look like you're in different rooms now? Because we are. I'm still in Vegas. She's in California.
Yep. Yep. Beep, 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 beep.
It's spooky.
I missed a couple things. So shout out to Bunny Cakes who resubscribed for the 28th month, and shout out to A Meadows who just resubscribed for the 30th month. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And let me check redemptions to make sure I didn't miss any other ones. No. Okay. No more high fives. So. All right. I think.
Captain Big Guy says the one problem is I still have pimples. Thought those would go away now since I haven't been a teenager for 12 years.
What's funny is that they tell you like it's a wives' tale that if you eat chocolate you'll get pimples, and I'm sure that's the case. There's no like actual science to prove that, but every time I have chocolate, I get pimples in my beard area. Every fucking time. So I literally try and avoid chocolate unless it's like my birthday. Conversion says 13. We're obviously racing it. All right. Average time, 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Record time, 17.5, which has got to be a lie. Locally, it takes us 2 minutes and 27 seconds, and I'm What's Fit Inner holds the record at 1 minute and 49. All right. Exclamation point play to get your marble on stream.
Marbles on stream.
Sorry about that.
You're right. Ain't no thing, G-string. Bye bye.
All right. How much says, oh no, I don't have you in my list of friends in Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you open your gate and send me the dodo code, I'll come over and drop off those fruits. Not sure who that was to, but I'm sure whoever it was to knows when I read it. All right, we already have 19 marbles on stream, which is pretty awesome. Let's start this thing at 45. I have so many messages that have come in at work that now go to my phone. And like just looking down at my phone to type in exclamation point play, I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, what broke? Because I'm not there.
Oh, for work.
Yeah. My cough suppressant is starting to fade. I'm starting to feel real shitty. And Beatrice said, for those that play Animal Crossing, my Nintendo friend code is in Discord. Add me as a friend. We do have a channel specifically for Nintendo friend codes, so definitely hit that up. All right, and we are off. It's weird because I set up this crappy webcam so that Robin could see me while we record, because Discord and Streamlabs can't use the webcam at the same time. And it's a good thing I did, but you guys have this weird angle, and I have no idea what's in the background, so I hope I hid all my dildos and that you guys can't see them. Right now, Madscan is in the lead, but like kind of taking their sweet time getting down those last two ramps. Faye and me just sort of like fell straight fucking down, which looked hilarious, but Madscan still has a healthy lead. So let's follow the leader and see if anyone can catch up. Faye really taking those moderator responsibilities seriously, dropping in a link to the Discord for the folks that stated that they need to jump in there but haven't yet. All right, now Madscan and Faye are basically neck and neck. Cursed Wolf has taken over third place. And this is a very interesting race. Lots of folks catching up, with two folks definitely in the lead. Changing lanes. Look, next to Captain Fake Guy's picture, it says mod and sub. Congratulations.
Wow.
Chunkster has come out of nowhere to take the lead in this one now. Chloe has fallen off, our first person to fall off. A Meadow just comes right through and says, excuse me. Robin has fallen off as well.
Excuse me, princess.
Hey, Meadow's picture, her Twitch picture is that of her dog, which is so adorable. All right, now Faye is in first place, but this is an interesting spot where anyone who hits the accelerator that does not run into the poles right away has a chance to come into the lead. Lisbetry has fallen off. Red Keto is going for the double victory, while Faye is trying to take home a W tonight, along with her new mod title.
Along with her new mod title.
I think Red Keto is going to go back-to-back victories for the evening. Congratulations. Excuse me, I apologize for coughing in your ears. Watch everyone else trickle in. MQI tried to take a shortcut, which did not work. How much there says, if you break my record, I will break you. I don't think the record was broken. MQI says, okay, so Mr. Adam, I might tune into Pastatime a bit more because that last story has me legit scared. I keep looking over at my window, even though my blinds are closed. That's why I kind of like them. It's like they're fun. It's like a Stephen King book, but not as good. I'm like, why haven't we finished yet? Because Pink Penguin is apparently fucking flying somewhere. All right, there we go. Congratulations, Red Keto, on your second victory and second victory of the night, bringing you up to 16 total points. Glitch goes up to 13. I'm What's for Dinner goes up to 12. Everyone else can see the point adjustments that have been made to them. Pretty stinking good. Nice to see. Let's switch us back over to the regular view. I'm happy to see that nothing broke while we were away. That is a relief. And yeah, good stuff. I'll go ahead and close that out and wrap us up for the evening.
This very evening.
Marking it. And here we go. All right, so I want to thank everyone who listened to this episode. We sincerely appreciate you, and also shout out to everyone who watched us record this live. We record story times and pasta times every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Scaryish Podcast or youtube.com/Scaryish. For folks who have a story that they would like to send us, whether it is a creepypasta you have written or a creepypasta that you enjoy that you think we should read, feel free to hit us up by emailing pastatime@scaryish.com or going to scaryish.com. Click on Contact Us, fill out that form, it comes directly to us. You can also hit us up on any of our social medias. Facebook is facebook.com/Scaryish Podcast. Twitter is @ScarishPod, and Instagram is @Scaryish Podcast. Robin, for folks who would like to donate to us, how can they do so?
You can go to patreon.com/Scaryish Podcast. Those are monthly donations. Tiers start at $1. I'm surprised Adam didn't do the whole January Patreon.
You know, I decided that I was only going to do it for topic episodes this January, and I'm kind of regretting it. So maybe I'll splice something in the future.
Okay. Yeah, we just mailed out our Patreon rewards for the past 2 seasons. It was a keychain, a handmade Christmas ornament by the lovely Lisbetry, one of our spooky friends, and a Cthulhu magnet too. So there's some stuff that's worth it, I think, sometimes. And then you can also go to ko-fi.com/Scaryish Podcast, and those are one-time donations.
Indeed. So thank you so much to everyone who watched, everyone who listened. We appreciate you all. And that's everything we have for Pastatime number 25. So Robin, why don't you go ahead and sign us out?
Keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.